Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Heener here, and today we are going to exploring some very important people in our community. Our objective for today is I can identify and discuss the importance of community helpers. Let's go take a look at some of the important people that make such a difference in our community. Let's go. So let's begin first with what is a community? A community is a group of living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. A community helper can be defined as any person who helps with our health and well-being. Community helpers include dentists, doctors, construction workers, and even grocery store workers. If you're thinking includes most jobs, you're right. Let's explore some important community helpers that we have around us every day. Our first community helper here are doctors. Doctors work in hospitals. They serve a very important job because they make sure to treat us so that we can get better when we are not feeling well. Doctors work together to keep our community healthy. Here, the doctors are looking at x-rays. Doctors serve an important job to make sure that we are healthy and that when we are feeling sick that they give us medicine to make us feel better. Our second community helper are firefighters. An important job in keeping us safe in emergencies. We know that most firefighters are known for putting out fires. Here, the firefighters are wearing their uniform as well as having a hose to put out the car fire. Firefighters travel around in a fire truck. When we hear their sirens, that means they are on a call to go help someone in need. Our third community helper is a police officer. Police officers serve an important part in our community by keeping us safe from bad people. Here we have a police officer in the streets ushering traffic to make sure that the streets are moving correctly. Here is a cop car. When there are sirens and the lights are flashing, it's important to make sure that we pull over to the side of the road so that they can continue their job of keeping our community safe. Our next community helper is a veterinarian or a vet. As we can see here, the doctor is taking care of a dog. A veterinarian is a particular doctor that takes care of animals. They make sure that our pets are healthy and safe. And just like regular doctors, they provide medicine and do surgeries on animals that need to feel better. They make our community a safe place by caring for our pets. Bus drivers are also important community helpers. They bring children to and from school. They also provide people with public transportation to get around town. If you are ever in an emergency, you can always call 911 if there's ever been an accident. Here we have an ambulance coming with paramedics. Paramedics are capable of helping people who are injured or sick to bring them to the hospital. They drive in an ambulance, which you see here on the screen. They have loud sirens and horns to let people know to get out of the way so that they can bring an injured or a sick person straight to the hospital. Paramedics provide support for people who are not feeling well. They serve an important part in our community. Our next community helper is a postal worker. Postal workers deliver our mail and packages. I know I love getting things off of Amazon. These are because they bring us packages and letters and of course bills too. Around town, you might see trucks like this, FedEx. They deliver boxes from businesses directly to our doorstep. FedEx is a very known postal service. There's also UPS. This brown truck also delivers packages and mail to our homes. They are essential community helpers. Our next community helper are construction workers. Construction workers serve an important part in our community. They help build new buildings and roadways. The importance of them is that they keep our community safe. As you can see here, they're wearing hard hats. Construction workers have to wear these to protect their heads. As we can see here, they're planning out a building. This man is inside of a wood structure. He has plans set up that the workers follow in order to build this house. On the streets, we will also see construction workers like this to help the community by making sure that people are driving slowly in town. Construction workers also wear tool belts and use tools like this saw. My favorite community helpers is a teacher. Here we see a teacher helping a student with their work. Our teachers are essential to our community to teach our young children the important elements of life. Teachers work in a school and specifically in a classroom. Teachers are important role models to students everywhere. Another important community is a dentist. Here we see a patient in the dentist chair examining her teeth. Dentists serve an important role in our community by keeping our teeth healthy and clean. Here, the doctor is looking inside her mouth using a little mirror. An important community helper is a mechanic. Mechanics are people who work on cars. Here we are at the shop where there are many cars. A mechanic will work on the machinery inside of a car to make sure it's running and working properly. It is definitely not an easy job to fix cars. It is definitely a job that requires a lot of skills. Here we have a mechanic with a wrench and a tire. Sometimes we have a flat tire and the mechanic change it and swap it out. The last community helper that we're going to look at today is sanitation workers. Sanitation workers pick up our garbage weekly. They serve a really important role in our community by keeping it clean and safe for everyone in our neighborhood. Garbage trucks travel up and down streets to collect garbage using the garbage cans that we put out on our curb. I know about you, but those garbage bags sure do look heavy. Garbage men have to wear special gloves to make sure that they protect their hands. So also may wear bright colored shirts so that people see them in the streets. As you can see, community helpers serve an important role in our community. Each community helper has a specific task that is important for our community to stay safe, clean, and healthy. I hope you were able to see how each of these roles and jobs are important to our daily lives. Please remember that we are all part of this big Massapequa community. And next time you're outside, take a look because you might be seeing some of these familiar faces and now know their job title and how important they are in our community.